Laprentis Cudjo was a 28-year-old man that lost his life to gun violence in the city of Chicago. To every story, there's a backstory to help you further understand why things happen. These are the stories
of the wicked streets of Chicago. Rest in peace, Laprentis Cudjo. Look this up. His name, Laprentis Cudjo. This is my homie Stunner, one of the clique members. This is his cousin. Horny man. He ended up in a trunk with another nigga. They showed up to kick it with old girl. When they got there, niggas pop out. Boom. Kidnapping, get in this trunk.
Yeah, what up? This is Laprentis. I got the baddest female. I want to f*** out her. She's sexy as hell.
Ain't gonna happen.
You hear her.
Even though he had friends and family that lived on the edge, like damn near everybody else that's from Chicago, Laprentis wasn't in the streets. He actually had a 9 to 5. But he did have a supreme weakness. His nickname was Horny Man. When it came to a female, he would put himself in compromising situations. And on September 30th, 2015, it was no different. On September 30th, 2015, Laprentis and a friend of his decided that they was going to meet up with a female that they had met on Facebook. The rendezvous spot was on 144th and University in Dalton. They actually showed up separately in different vehicles. Laprentis got there first with hopes of having a good time, but would instead encounter two men immediately upon walking into the house. According to reports, the men quickly overpowered Laprentis and restrained him with duct tape. Shortly after that, his friend made it to the house and would end up getting the same treatment. They then proceeded to rob them and force them to provide credit and debit card access information before gagging them. Laprentis was placed in the trunk of a silver-colored car, and the other man was forced into the trunk of a dark-colored car. The assailants had robbed two people and taken them outside in broad daylight to put them in trunks. There was no turning back now. The second man ended up chewing through the duct tape that was binding him and opening up the trunk from the inside. He caught a break in Riverdale when a passing freight train forced both cars to stop on Indiana Avenue at 141st Street. Sensing that the car was stopped, he jumped from the trunk and ran to a convenience store screaming, "Help me! Help me! People are trying to kidnap me." The clerk called the police. After they escaped, the occupants of the car then abandoned that car and jumped into the second car that had the other victim in it. Laprentis would end up being found in the trunk of a burning car that was left on 107th and Eggleston. The autopsy would show that the cause of his death was a gunshot point-blank range to the head. Police were actually able to identify the suspects through surveillance from automated telemachine. They ended up having warrants out for their arrest soon after. Not to mention, the police were about to get two more people that were involved in it by going to the house in Dalton where the kidnapping took place.
2 men and a woman have been charged with murder, aggravated kidnapping and robbery in connection with the abduction of 2 Harvey men from a Dalton home in late September. Zacchaeus Reed, 26, Alan Whitehead, 24, and Ashley Washington, 24, are being held without bail at the Cook County Jail. A fourth person, Brianni Sago, is charged with aiding a fugitive and concealing a murder. She is free on bail. Police Chief Robert Collins said Monday evening that Reed and Washington were extradited last week from Minneapolis, and Whitehead and Sago were arrested Saturday at 14447 University Avenue, Dalton. That's the address where the surviving victim and Laprentis Cudjo, 28, of Harvey, were lured September 30th in hopes of meeting a woman, according to the charges. Collins said Reed, Whitehead, and Washington were in the house when the 2 victims, who did not know each other, were bound, beaten, robbed, and placed inside the trunks of 2 cars. The surviving victim chewed through the duct tape binding his wrists, opened the trunk lid from the inside, and jumped out on Indiana Avenue at 141st Street when a passing freight train forced both cars to stop, according to police. Collins said Cudjo's body was found in a burning car in the 10700 block of South Eggleston Avenue in Chicago's Roseland community. He said Dalton Police and the South Suburban Major Crimes Task Force soon identified the two attackers from surveillance video at cash machines, but were not located until recent days.
Do not let women get you off your square. There have been wars started and fought. There's been friends that have been put against each other. There have been many people that have lost their lives because of women. You could have a mindset, you could be focused on doing something, and here comes this voluptuous woman sashaying through here, and all of a sudden your attention is focused strictly on some ass now. You know, that's just how easy it is. Women have been used in wars to completely disrupt the other side. I was reading in the 48 Laws of Power how Cleopatra actually rolled herself in a carpet. When that carpet was shipped to Julius Caesar and that carpet was unrolled, she ended up at Julius Caesar's feet. Her entrance enthralled him so much, it bedazzled him so much, that she basically ended up the queen of the empire. She basically ended up dictating history. Women will fuck your whole shit up. Now, don't get me wrong. It's good to have, women are good to have. You know what I'm saying? But just make sure that the woman or the women that you have around you are for you. Make sure that they got the right intentions, because I'm telling you, one thing that can make everything go south, I don't care how good it's going, is a woman with the wrong intentions. Real talk. If you ever seen anything go from good to bad quick, put the wrong woman on the team and you'll see.
Moral of the story, Laprentis and his friend was set up. The only difference was his friend was lucky enough to escape and he wasn't. You should look at this story and take it as a lesson very well learned on what to do and what not to do. Prentice was a guy from Harvey that trusted women all the time. In situations like this, when you're dealing with these type of women, things can turn deadly very quick. That's why you should always strive to know exactly who and what you're dealing with, because trust is something that has to be earned, not just given. In Laprentis' case, it cost him his life. A guy that was not about no street stuff or none of that ended up in the trunk of a car and getting his life taken for nothing except for being trusting. I put that video from How to Close Your Back Door and Lock It in this video for a reason. Go back and watch those videos and take heed to everything I said, because moving loosely out here will get you unalived real quick. SNTV, Wicked Streets of Chicago.
Can men and women be friends? Shout out to Quinn, Q, Quentin, Linda Lee. Can't say your fucking last name, but yeah, I gotta shake this shit out. Can men and women be friends? No, never. Because in the back of our minds, we wanna fuck. You got some niggas that feel like they have to be your friend for a while to get in there, and some niggas will play the patient game and actually do that shit. But realistically, I don't know a lot of niggas that just want to be females' friends just cause, a lot of these, that's my brother, that's my sister, they fucked them already. Maybe they can become friends after that because maybe the fucking pussy wasn't shit, maybe the dick wasn't shit or some shit, but as far as just coming out the gate and being friends and not having any type of relationship at all, that is unrealistic, and that is just stupid. That is not true. It's not even close to true. I feel sorry for the guys that go and take that route with these females and have them thinking that, you know what I'm saying, they just want to be friends. Notice I say guys and not girls, because that shit always comes back on a nigga. Don't be nobody's friend if you don't want to. I always come back. You feel me? Karma's a motherfucker. Karma's a fat man with boobs, man. Real talk. That's dripping breast milk, man. The real shit. Thank you.